Welcome to part two of Batman Begins as Christopher Nolan, as smart as he thinks he is. And we open with a long montage, which I'm going to try and skip over, um, except to say that in this movie, everything Batman uses to become Batman is imposed upon him from without. He never chooses anything. Bruce Batman isn't the one to decide how he will go about fighting crime as a masked crusader. He is told how he will do it by Raz. He isn't the one to decide why, but he is told by Raz. And it is pretty weird in this very serious type of movie that the solution to poverty and rampant crime is ninja skills. Um, I would have thought that Raz would rather try and get Bruce to increase, I don't know, police personnel or to have Bruce influence the government to pass stricter laws or something, or to root out corruption. Um, we are told, or we will be told, the main reason Falcone thrives is because nobody will prosecute him. And if nobody will prosecute him, um, it is usually because they're either paid off or afraid. So Bruce could hire people uh, to take care to protect these prosecutors so that they can actually make it to the trial. But teaching the most powerful man in Gotham to swing a sword is so stupid in this hyper realistic world Chris Snow created. In the real realistic our world, I mean, love him or hate him, one of the most powerful men in our current society is Donald Trump. And he was a war dodger, if I remember correctly. So if Raz really wanted to make a difference, he should have been a kingmaker, not a ninja mystic. Um, and yeah, I wanted to skip over this montage, but I'm gonna have to talk about this. Just 5 minutes ago, Raz told Bruce he will teach him to become invisible as a ninja. Now he's going on and on about theatricality. These two things feel mutually exclusive for the main character of a theatre production, you know? Only the stagehands are invisible. Like the main character should stand out. That's why he's the main character. And yeah, this is dumb. Training is nothing. Wool is everything, says Raz, to a man who has been whining since he was 12. Raz can force all these notable ideas onto Bruce, but we have already seen the vessel that is Bruce is empty. Nothing is coming from inside of Bruce. Um, yeah, I have one word for these two men: therapy. And even Alfred has more character than Bruce, and Bruce is the main character. And apparently Papa Wayne was a doctor, but yeah, baby Wayne is a whiner. Um, where is the moral backbone that is Batman? I mean, are you trying to tell me this is Bruce Wayne? Um, Flashback, and he says, "This place is nothing without the people who made it." And my first thought was, okay, so the manor is empty. Usually the people who make it are all the servants, so hire them back. But no, of course, Bruce isn't talking about all the servants who should be there to keep this huge place dust free. And he's not talking about Rachel, his friend who grew up with him in this manner. No, he's just talking about his parents. Um, what a self-absorbed little twit. And yes, it is fine that he mourns his parents. It is fine that he feels the manor is empty without them, but he is talking to someone who grew up with him, who was there with him, who should be part of the people who are important to him, and he doesn't have the empathy to realize this. He is self-absorbed to the nth degree. And what the actual hell? Bruce went on and on about going to the hearing to speak out for his parents, and he insisted to be at the hearing, but he walks out when the judge gives him time, like specifically tells him, now's your time to talk, to say something about releasing the guy who killed his parents. Like, where is the backbone? Where is the unshakable, unstoppable core of justice, which is Batman? Does Chris know anything about Batman? I mean, I know this is before, but there is nothing for old Raz to work with here. This Bruce is loser man. Anyway, snitches get stitches. And Rachel takes Bruce on a tour of Gotham and its horrors before he went away on his years-long hissy fit. This man was handed everything, means, reason, everything to fight for justice, but he decided to indulge in a years-long mope instead. The more I see of this movie, the less I see Batman. And Rachel also seems to be kind of already working at the Justice Department. What is it? Prosecutor's Department? I mean, aren't they the same age? That's just nitpicky at this point. I'm not one of your good people, Rachel, he says. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock. And this should have been the moment that Bruce changed. It's not. This is still before. And he was given everything, and he didn't change. It's not just a bad character moment. This is really shitty writing. And see, because his character and his characterization are broken, it is so easy for this mobster to tell him the inciting moment of his entire being is just a hiccup in his life. With the real Batman, his parents' death is tangible in everything he is and has become. But now Falcone tells him that it's nothing, and he brushes it away. Real Bruce would never find himself in this situation. Chris Snow is working with a decades-old inciting incident, and it shows this Bruce is so very broken. I mean, and it robs the murder of his parents of its depth, of its function. Bruce's parents might be the thing that sent him into a spiral, but it's not the thing that makes him Batman. This is just a failed, flimsy, terrible reason that Chris Snow gave this Bruce to go walkabouting in China. And he buys an old coat off of a beggar. Like, strike two for Chris Snow and his inability to use his sense of smell. Like, does this man not know his main characters are super stinky? And why do we need even a backstory for the dumb coat? And so we see that he tried to learn desperation by traveling. And brother, one of the most foundational hallmarks of poverty is the lack of movement. Desperately poor people don't travel. They are stuck in their little broken world. Only rich people have the means to travel. Why is Chris Snow so stupid? Is he a Nepo baby by any chance? Did he grow up privileged? Anyway, this look does not work for Christian Bale. And I will have to come back to this, but there's a lot of attention given to sword play in this intro. And yes, this is still kind of the intro. But does this fake Batman ever use a sword? Does he? Does he? Okay. At this point, Bruce's motivation is not his parents' death at all. It is his mental problems. He isn't Batman because they died, but because Raz used his anger at his own weakness. Yes, it's his own weakness at his parents, but this is just Raz. This is not Batman. At best, Raz is pushing and Bruce's own anger and weakness are his foundation, not his parents' death. It's a subtle change, I suppose, but it shows how Chris Snow does not understand the character of Batman at all. And what does this random monk care about Gotham? That would be like me, back in the old country, caring about the morality of New York. And I can't emphasize this enough. I didn't care. I still don't. If I give two thoughts to the entirety of the US, not New York, the entirety of the US, then my only real concern is that whatever you guys do should not hike the petrol prices again. Please, guys. But for the most part, what you are doing in the US is your business. And yes, Gotham is supposed to be New York or something. I don't know if it's New York or Washington or what. But a random monk in China does not care about Gotham. Like, it's not that important. I can guarantee you he is not out to destroy Gotham. If the threat to Gotham was someone from Gotham, that would have been much more believable in this realistic world Chris Snow created. But a random monk in China living on his mountain is not going to hack plans to enable a rich, spoiled kid from Gotham to destroy Gotham. They don't care. Okay. And now suddenly, right at the end of his training, Bruce Wayne has some kind of moral compass. Where in the ever-loving heck did he acquire it? Not at the monastery, that's for damn sure. It's a random character trait that just appeared out of thin air. Have we been just blinded by how grounded this version of Batman is to miss how bad the characterization is? Like, I'm really starting to think that we were bedazzled into overlooking the faults. Anyway, I rest my case. Chris Snow has no idea how the world works. As a symbol, I can be everlasting. And it's like how sanctimoniously self-righteous and self-aggrandizing. He is just straight up assuming that whatever ninja skills he has will make a difference to Gotham. Like, I hate this man. I really hate this man, and I'm also not sure why Alfred is just okay with all of this. Oh, bats is a symbol. I have to say, I've always thought of the origin of Batman to be reactionary. Yes, Bruce had this deep moral strength, but became a certain type of crusader in reaction to the cards life dealt him. This Bruce is calculating, not reactive. It might seem like a good change, but it doesn't hit the same way. Batman has always been the idea that you can react with strength against adversity. But this guy's just out to become immortal, the symbol that is immortal. Wait. Falcone is scared of Raz? Does Chris Snow not know how power works? If Falcone is scared of Raz, then Raz has the power Raz has the power. Raz doesn't need stupid plans and he doesn't need Bruce Wayne if he already has the power and the control over Falcone. It also means that Falcone can only operate because Raz is condoning it. So what is the deal here? Does Chris not realize the implications of his meddling with the story at this point? I'm thinking not. And we are supposed to think that Rutger Hauer is a bad guy for having taken control of Wayne Enterprises, as well as having Bruce declared dead. Bruce tried his best to become dead, and frankly, it just seems like good management to me. Alfred admitted that Papa Wayne nearly bankrupted the company, but now it seems to be flourishing. Not to put too fine a point on it, but the only function of a company is to make money, to make the thing they're making and make money. All the rest of it is wishful thinking. Rutger is not a bad guy, he's just a good capitalist. But in the world of Chris No, I suppose being a capitalist is a bad thing. If I were into editing afterwards, I would put the little rainbow, but I'm not going to do that. Whatever. Okay. I like how Bruce and Old Man Morgan Freeman go about creating the Bat utilities. It is fantastic. I love it, and I'm going to try not to piss on it. Except for two things. I don't like that the creation of Batman became the creation of Batman came before it should be reactionary to what Bruce Wayne sees. Also, a lot of these stuff are trademarked to Wayne Industries. Like the car was made by Wayne Industries. The only place that has these cars is Wayne Industries. Maybe the cops won't recognize it, but anyone from Wayne Industries could just turn on the news and know that one of their vehicles is being used by this vigilante. It seems like a glaringly big plot hole, but anyway. And yeah, apparently Great Papa Wayne was part of the Underground Railroad freeing slaves. Like, the Wayne family sure is filled with saints. And is this the hotel manager from Memento? At least we know that Chris now really does like this idea of hiring the same actors over and over. And you're a good cop. And how does he know? From decades ago up to now, Chris No has been holding us by the hand, showing us how Bruce gained every drop of information he needs to become Batman. But I guess I just missed the one headline in the paper saying that Gordon is the one good cop. I mean, we saw him say that he is no rat, but Bruce didn't hear him say that. Besides, Gordon amended that statement of not being a rat by immediately saying that it wouldn't do him any good anyway in the city to be a rat. And that is not a good basis for a moral character or a good man. Like, he's not a rat because he hasn't found someone worthy of selling his information to. Yes, do ask that. How does Batsy know he will join him? Answer, he doesn't. It is a massive assumption from both Bruce and Chris No that Gordon will join Batman. And I haven't put the slide in here, but I'm going to have to pause here because we're up to 20 minutes again. This is part 2. I will see you soon for part 3.